And we're back on YouTube. I'm setting up Twitch right now. The power cut out. So I got Twitch set up. We can go live on there as well. Twitch should be done. Now then I launch the Twitch stream. $16. Okay, I think we're back on Twitch. Let me just check something on YouTube Studio. I want to see how much I missed out because my internet did cut out. Like I did stop talking when the power cut out, but I do want to know about which point. It's 2 hours 16. 2 hours 16. Okay, so we're good. Okay. Once we can continue once I get YouTube chat set up. I forget about that. Yeah, crap. But it happens once in a while about the power cutting out. I don't think last time I was on stream though. I don't remember. That go. Now if YouTube Studio could stop being buggy. Come on. No, I'm jealous of a lot of people. Like one of the reasons is having a better internet. I've had shit internet since I was young. Anyway, when the last layer collapsed, a white hot spike of agony tore through my back. I didn't move an inch. My skin, muscles, and bones were all bending themselves at a speed visible to the eyes. I poured every ounce of will into standing the blast. I missed a surge of emotion rising in her eyes as she looked up at me. He found me in a quiet embrace.
ヒーローっていうのは誰かが助けを求めたらすぐに駆けつけて、自分が傷つくと分かっててもちゃんと助けに行く人なんだって。ママがそう言ってたの。もしそうなら私は永遠に理想のヒーローにはなれないかも。もう悩んでないし、弱いって思うこともなくなった。分析員に出会ってから全部変わったし、本当の理由はただ一つ。私のこの命は分析員がくれたものってこと。私の体、魂、すべてが分析員だけのものだから。でも、それでも今の私はあなたのために応えたい。
By the time I understood what that embrace truly meant, the had already slipped from my arms. I wasn't pulling away. She left behind a quiet, unwavering confession.
ハルネーの言った通り、分析員は暗闇に現れた光のような人。違う私も光を追いかける中で命よりも大事なものを見つけた。それが分析員。私に2回目の命を授けてくれた分析員。だから今回だけはあなたのヒーローでいさせて。
Her slender fingers gently wrapped around the limiter cuff on her thigh. The device that used to resist all her strength yielded with a soft click, as if answering her will. In an instant, the blinding cataract of light split, as if parted by an unseen hand. The raging beam forked obediently around her. She stood within the glare, peach pink hair lifting in a storm of light. She turned and gave me a most reassuring smile. Within the stillness of time and space, fragments of memory swept through me like a flurry of snow. Piece by piece, they came together, settling into a single story. A story about a girl who once chased the light, and in the end, became light herself. I was 12 when I lost my father. The night was so clear and the stars burned against the dark. Stargazing at the observatory was our ritual every month, rain or shine. The deck railing was low, but just high enough for a child to lean out and feel the night breeze. We were adjusting a new telescope when a scream split the air. A little girl, 4, maybe 5, was dangling beyond the rail, clinging to a thin branch over the cliff. Her parents grasped at the edge, their throats torn raw from shouting. My father didn't even look back. He fell to the railing in one smooth motion, as casually as stepping onto the balcony to fetch a coat. Only this time, he didn't come back. After he lifted the child over the rail, the branch beneath his foot gave way. By the time the rescue team found him, the man who told me stories of heroes with a warm smile would never wake to tell another. At the funeral, my mother didn't shed a single tear. She stood motionless, like a statue, receiving condolences in silence. Only when the cemetery emptied, when it was just the two of us, did she lower the brim of her hat, its shadow barely veiling her reddened eyes. Even that couldn't hide the tears. And in that moment, I understood something. They all said my father was a hero, the man who saved the child. But no one asked how those left behind were supposed to go on. From that day, I changed. I used to be like him, chasing adventure, eager for anything new. After he was gone, I realized I had to grow up. I couldn't let my mother lose the only family she had left. In time, she noticed. She no longer caught herself laying out 3 pairs of utensils at dinner. When we passed the observatory, she could look up at the stars without her eyes turning red. One day she stroked my hair and said softly, "Mia, go do what you want. Don't hurt yourself back." Sunlight spilled through the glass and set a calm smile on her face, as if that tear-streaked night had never happened. But I'd already sworn to never let her feel that pain again. I would live carefully to keep myself safe, even if it meant never touching the stars again, even at the cost of my dreams. We both kept the act. She pretended she was fine, and I pretended I wasn't afraid. In truth, we had only learned to hide the emptiness inside. And just like that, 5 years went by. Until an overcast afternoon when Roseanne's claws torn open the sky over New Hansira. I fled with my classmate as the whole city wailed beneath us. We were almost to the safe zone when a sharp crack split the air around behind us. My classmate's scream made me turn. She was sliding with the buckling roadway toward the city's edge. Before I knew it, I was halfway over the edge, my right hand clamped around her wrist. The screams around us grew distant, but her pulse against my palm was vivid and real. Just as the others reached her shoulders, the rebar under my feet groaned. The fall lasted longer than I could have imagined. I closed my eyes, ready for the end. The gentle force cradled me. Pain still raked through me, yet somehow I survived. Only, when I looked up, the city's underbelly loomed 200 meters above, like an inverted cliff. Around me stretched nothing but cold, endless metal pipes. Put atop the pipes, memories flickered through my mind. Then, in the corner of my eye, a glint of light. A pure white cocoon rested nearby, silent and still. Somehow, I knew that force saved me had come from there. I forced my aching body upright and staggered toward it. To anyone watching, it must have looked absurd, yet strangely, it calmed me. I reached out to touch the cocoon, and in that instant, memories of its owner, the Adjutant, surged into my mind. 5 years ago. Oh, is that Luna? I think that's Luna. I can't really tell. That's either Luna or Ed. I can't see. I saw a running figure, a young man. Maybe he had fallen as I had. Maybe not. But unlike me, he was running full tilt. Even from afar, I could see the resolve on his face. He slipped and fell, then rose again and again, until he became this light. A twitch tugged at the corner of my mouth. After it ripped up my throat and burst free, hot tears rushing with my fear. And in that moment, I truly understood. I finally knew why I had chosen to save her. It wasn't because I wasn't afraid, I just wanted to keep moving forward despite the fear, because it was right. Yet, I feared breaking my mother's heart, but worse would be turning away from who I am because of fear. My father's choice cost him his life, but it saved the child and kept the family whole. Even if he had known he might die, he would still have lived without a second thought. Living is a duty, but to spend life hiding from every risk, never doing what you truly want, that would be betraying the ones we lost. Some lights can only be reached by pushing through the dark. I looked up at the platform's edge 100 meters above and drew a deep breath. And at that, the cocoon shattered, scattering into countless motes of light that sank into me. Power surged through my veins, yet brighter still was the image of that figure who never stopped running, burned into my mind. So I began to run, to climb. Maybe no matter how hard I try, I'll never reach it. Even so, I chose to take that first step, just to start running. That must be it. I started running because I wanted to reach that light. My voice is getting kind of shaky. Look at that. I assume this is Mia? I don't know how long it took, but by the time my fingers caught the rail, Starlight had filled the night over. Starlight had filled the night sky over New Hansira. I collapsed onto the platform, a strange warmth filling my chest. How should I put it? It wasn't just relief, and rebirth felt too grand a word. If I said the weight of those 5 years simply lifted, it would cheapen everything that came before. But that running figure I'd never met, the light that caught me as I fell, truly changed my life. That thunder in my chest, as if it might burst, was perhaps what a first love must feel like. After that came a long pursuit, and the waiting. Waiting for what? Does she not recognize us before when we were at the hotel?
やっぱり
Mika's figure slowly blurred into all the fire-white light. Even so, she wore a defiant smile. Resolve to give everything to me burned so fiercely, it seemed not even time could wear it down. So I answered in kind. Mia, you said your life belongs to me alone. The orange light dimmed, in the precious seconds she bought me. The wounds across my back had completely healed. Power gathered in my palm, coalescing into a long spear shot through starlight. My resolve made manifest. Then I won't let anyone take your life from me. The spear thrummed in my grasp, answering my will. Yes, I refuse to turn a blind eye to pain and suffering. That's why I swore an oath. Misstay forward. I will sever every chain of tragedy. The instant the spear left my hand, it tore through the torrent of energy. The raging beam shattered, and the spear drove deep into that uncanny gate. Surprise flickered across its face, then fear. It slipped through the gate, and a tide of grotesque enemies poured out after it. Through the bedlam of howls, our gazes found each other.
ねえ分析員、以前私にどんな人になりたいって聞いたでしょ。
Say, doesn't everyone from New Hensuro eventually choose between becoming a transcendent or a bionic? I wonder which path you'll take the next time we meet. But whatever you choose, I know I'll be excited to see you again, no matter the form.
うん。でももう前に答えたはずだよ。うわ、ダメ。今の私じゃ倒せない。
Oh, so this was when she was getting the exosuit.
でも彼の元に駆けつけないと。私のヒーローを守らないと。
In the past, this was the moment she reached into the place case for the exosuit, but now, I mean, I think I should choose this one first, in case it, like, repeats the... Master key fragments scattered across the floor began to glimmer anew. One emote of light gathered from every direction, tracing its outline as if time itself were running backward.
豪体でも昇格者でもなく、心にある本当の願いに応えるために胸を張って分析員のそばにいられるように、そして何よりあなたがくれたこの命を無駄にしないために。だから
最高権限認証完了。
私決めたの。私は覚醒者になる。
Oh, that's the bell thing. It's the bell thing we saw in like one of her animations. I just didn't know what that was. I guess maybe that's the limiter. She pulled it off or something. I don't know how it works. Star Chaser. I was expecting only being able to use Mia, but I guess not. It's fine. We're probably going to use Mia anyway. Barrier, originally designed to isolate hazardous anomalies in the divergent cosmos, the barrier has now fallen under enemy control. While enemies remain on the field, the barrier is invulnerable and cannot be damaged. Once all enemies are defeated, its invulnerability dissipates, allowing attacks with depleted durability. When the barrier's durability drops to 0%, it will be destroyed. Her skill does get stronger once you use her ult. You don't have to fully charge it, and it still deals a lot more damage than if you were to like charge it fully without the ult. I didn't mean to do that.
でもだからこそ私は希望と光を必死で追いかけられる。この純粋な
I guess I just don't know how her ult works yet, you know.
ここまで来た。神様に人間を救えない。だって神様人間のヒーローじゃない。でも人間は泣きたいのをこらえて手を差し伸べてくれる。だから翼のない私も彼の支えでついに自分の手で触れられた。空の彼方にとどめ行こう。分析くらえ楽勝じゃん。
There, that's how you use it.
もっと行こうよ分析。
Yeah, Mia is definitely my favorite in this game. No doubt about it. She didn't look bad in the cutscene. If like later in the boss cutscene, like we will see her better. So. What a fucking Pokemon. Apex Genesis, fear of an uncharted future.
分析員いるしリミッター解除。集中集中。
He has 3 health bars, okay. There we go.
手こずったけど、まあこの程度っしょ。
I guess not. Now I figured it out. If you want to take down a single target like a boss, you basically don't use your skill. You use your ult and your shotgun. If you are take down a group of enemies, then you know you use your skill. Use your ult and then your skill.
どういうこと？いくら壊してもすぐ復活してくるし、こんなの私たちだけで本当に。
Who yourself together, Mia.
あれ、分析員？ごめん。
Going back to herself, Mia shook her head hard, as if trying to fling off the shadows clouding her thoughts. Not that anyone could blame her for feeling this way. Kokuru yatta, Mia. The air around us churned in high-density hydrogen maelstrom. An ordinary mind would have shattered long ago. So don't blame yourself. Keep your head up. We'll need you for what's coming.
分析員？
The surgeon pocket I had stabilizing was beginning to fail.
何回繰り返しても無駄だ。
喋った。ってこの声はさっきのロザンの影の。
へえ、この声のせいで誤解してたようだね。
Obviously not.
さすが分析員だ。正直なところ、目覚めた時は私も勘違いしていたよ。 だが意識と情報を集めた後、ようやく気づいたよ。私はロザンでもそんな実体でもない。私は人類の恐怖心の具現化なんだってね。
It's a yellow lantern. Its motion surged suddenly into elation.
ネッタが豪奢を飲み込もうとした時、ここに保存されたネガティブな感情と融合してできた悪。同時にキロ宇宙が育んだ命や情報体の洪水から生まれた起源種なのさ。何がおかしい？
Biologically speaking, you're on a vertical extinction, aren't you? A species of one.
そうさ、この世界で唯一無二の存在さ。情報体があれば私は永久不滅だ。私には進化の道など不要だ。お前哀れな下等なる生命たちよ、文明が尽きるその瞬間までお前たちを理解することすら叶わぬのだ。進化の路傍に積み重なる淘汰の残骸、歴史の煉獄に投げ捨てられた不要なるゲノム。万物の頂に立つはずの人類でさえ劣化という運命からは逃れられぬ。あのティーン症候群が何よりの証だ。ならといくつの命を犠牲にし、いくつのゲノムを淘汰すれば終点にたどり着ける。答えは一回だ。今この世界に存在する全ての種を最後の一度だけ淘汰を受ければ完璧に至る。そしてこの淘汰を執り行うのはこの私だ。私は恐怖より生まれた。故にいかなる種よりも完璧に近い。
Closer to perfection, or simply desperate for it. It was a Taijin maelstrom, but for a moment I glimpsed its deep secret.
安心しろ。私はお前たちの存在を消したりはしない。たとえ形が消えようともお前たちの肉体を再び作り上げてやる。この永遠の牢獄でずっと戦い続けるのだ。特にお前だ。親愛なる分析。お前の恐怖をじっくり味わい、絶望をゆっくりと咀嚼する。そしてそれを糧に私は進化し超越し続ける。やがてこの情報体の牢獄を打ち破り真の生命へと至るのだ。
Exactly what I suspected. All this talk of culling and perfection was nothing more than a mimicry of how life begins. Born in a cage steeped in fear, in the end, you long for just one thing, to be like us. You truly feel the world, but if becoming a true life form is your wish, then you can forget it.
なんだと。
Real life is never perfect. It knows its flaws and still moves forward. Not for eternity, but simply for the sake of living. Life fears death, yet cannot escape it. And even so, some still chose to be overcome fear. Because life is more than any single being. Even when one falls, others lift the torch and carry it on.
愚かな。進化こそが淘汰。弱肉強食は世の断りだ。
Yeah. The truth of evolution has never been endless killing. It's a relay. One that has carried on for billions of years. Born from fear, sorrow, and despair, you'll never understand. Hope isn't something a lone being can inherit or pass down.
そんなの妄言だ。
Then we'll show you. Haru, you're up next.
なんだと。
Oh A golden blade split the air like thunder. The creature didn't even react before one of its arms was cut clean at the shoulder. The slash continued, carving a deep scar across the sky behind it.
約束を果たせた。
Through the dust, the familiar silhouette slid her sword back into the scabbard. Had returned, golden motes of light drifting from the ends of her hair. It's been ages since I'd seen that smile. Light from the rift framed her face, resolute and quietly beautiful.
ただいま、分析員。
あれね
Mia's eyes widened as she tugged at my sleeve.
分析員なんでそんなことできるの
That's classified. I'll explain once we're back.
ありえない。貴様は黒い渦に封じられていたはずだ。なぜここに現れた？フォーマットパスはすでに破壊されたはず。
この剣を使ってな。それと、これのおかげだ。
Her smile faded as she faced the enemy with it and slowly opened her hand.
マスターキー、なぜ貴様が持っている？
Which shattered.
おっと、目を閉じるなよ。自分の醜さに耐えられなくなったのか？最初の献身すら持てなかったお前に、今さら何を切れるというのだ。そうだな。お前の言う通りだ。
Shizukani Mina. Today we're welcoming a new member. Go on, introduce yourself.
了解した。研修生の成瀬春です。安全部の一員になれるよう頑張ります。
Let's stand beside her. Easy, this is an intro, not a debriefing.
はい。では、もう一度やり直しますか。
As many times as you want. But I'm pretty sure you made a strong impression. You did great, Haru, so relax. The security department is your home and, from here on out.
自分の家。でも、ここには剣術の練習場はないようですが。
Not that kind of home, I meant the feeling. We do face serious assignments here, but I want you to feel at ease. Won't let anyone carry that weight alone. Alright, I haven't asked yet. What made you join security?
確かに、ずっと彼の真似をして、彼の背中を追っていたな。
Good, there are survivors beneath the rubble. Haru, give me a hand.
はい、すぐに向かいます。
Yes, Kiryu, this stuff is heavy.
了解。生存者の安全確保を最優先で行動します。
I know you will. You're always reliable. But I was talking about you. Stay safe, Haru.
召喚。
Remember, always secure yourself before you save others, just like when you give people oxygen masks. Be at the entrance, I'll be right back. The soul runs deep. There may be more survivors inside.
自分も行きます。
I need you at the entrance. If there's another cave-in, someone has to call it in.
わかりました。明らかに、こっちの安全を考えての行動なのに。
Golden light danced across her eyelids. Her blade shimmered with a brilliant sheen.
自分は確かに誰よりも強くなりたいと思っている。ただ、彼に会うまで自分の剣は迷っていた。なぜ剣を振るうのか、どこへ剣を振り下ろせばいいのかと。こんなにも空虚な心が献身と呼ばれるものなら、この剣はあまりにも悲しすぎる。お前、自分を否定しているのか？いや、過去の自分を否定したりしない。むしろ受け入れている。
Haru, is this really a resignation letter?
はい。身内の都合で。
Then take an extended leave and put things in order.
時間の問題ではなく、軍が。
I'll handle things with her.
召喚？
What matters is how you feel. Do you want to stay?
あ
I'll take that as a yes. Haru, do you remember why I asked why you joined the security department?
はい。でも、返答はしなかったはずでは。恥ずかしいからではなく、自分は。
Because you hadn't found a reason yet.
はい。 強くなりたい。でもその理由がまだ見つからないんです。
Compared to back then, are you any closer to an answer now? Your reasons become stronger. If the answer is yes, then you're heading in the right direction. Some answers can only be found by moving forward. Quit halfway and you may even forget the question itself. There's no need to rush to an answer. Take care of things at home and...
召喚。しばらく休暇をください。
Approved. Whatever happens, Haru, remember this. The security department will always be your second home. Fragments of memory kept resurfacing in the light.
あなたの言う通り、自分は過去を捨てていないが、過去から逃げてきた。藁を切っても切っても空虚なままの自分。そんな心を抱えたまま、私は逃げていた。
Haru.
何をですか？
A sword's nature is not only to sever, it can only be like the fruit that falls.
切る以外に一体何ができるというのだ。そう、自分は長い間考え続けた。いつも最前線にいる分析員と出会うまでは高い地位にいるのに、真っ先に危険に飛び込み、自分の体で後続の人を守っていた。傷だらけなのに彼の背中は揺るがなかった。その意志は誰よりも固く、誰よりも温かかった。一番忘れられないのは、あの廃墟の中から生存者を抱えて現れた彼の姿。傷だらけで埃まみれなのに輝いていたあの笑顔。純粋で明るくて、助けられたのは自分じゃないのに自分まで救われた気分になった。誰かを守りたいと思ったのは、これまでもこの先もあの時一回だけだ。責任感を感じたわけでも命令されているわけでもない。ただ彼一人に全てを背負わせたくないから。だから剣を振る理由はお前を切るためではない。彼と肩を並べて彼を守りたいと思ったからだ。この強いつながりこそが自分の真の献身だ。
Brilliant flames surged like a tide, spilling from the edge of her sword and flooding his face in a heartbeat. As the radiance churned, fragments of the past drifted within it. The sweat from childhood drills, pointless cuts through the rolled straw mats, the empty helipad, and at night beneath the moon with the adjutant. Each memory became a stream of thunderlight, pouring into the blade. Haru tightened her grip, bracing against the blaze, yet the instant her blade met the light itself broke apart and scattered like sand. Her anger, her resentment, her empty obsessions, all were washed away. Embraced and dissolved by the brilliant tide. The glow swelled ever brighter.
そうだ。剣は切るために生まれたわけじゃない。この気持ち、責任、そして思い出をすべてつなぐためだ。
Every gleam of light converged upon the blade's tip. Even the chaos stilled, as though the world itself sensed what was coming, and held its breath.
この剣に導かれて、来光よ、天を貫け!
Raiko means thunderlight. The black void split, a golden scar running deep through the dark. Even the black hole's all-devouring core burst up before the sword's radiance. Space fractured like shattering glass. Her right hand began to turn translucent until starlight shone through it. As she watched her fingertips slowly dissolve, she smiled.
数えきれない試練を経て、やっと分析員の背中に触れられた。これからこの剣は追従者の武器ではなく、尊い信念を宿しながら美しい思い出を作り出していく。お前にふさわしい剣だ。
When that thought surged, light burst from her chest, wrapping her fading body in a protective glow.
これは分析員がくれた髪飾り。いや、違う。これはマスターキー。
The little hairpin on her chest glowed again. Its true form emerged, a gold-gilded card, the real master key. The one the adjutant had carried was nothing more than a smokescreen, forged from Titan.
そういうことだったのか。
When they parted, the adjutant had entrusted her with a real master key, disguised in that form. Now it drew on its final trace of clearance, and its agent had infused into it, to hold the collapsing space together for her. She had the last of her strength, clinging to a single thought, to reach him. In the heartbeat before the card shattered, she struck once more, and carved open the way back to him.
所詮は手品に過ぎん。
That petty trick already cost you your left arm.
腕を一本切り落としたくらいで思い上がるな。これ式の腕の傷など見るがいい。なぜだ、なぜ元に戻せない。
この剣には情報体を混乱させ干渉する力がある。他の相手だとせいぜい鋭さが増すだけだが、お前が相手だと切られたら最後傷は二度と治らなくなるだろう。
なぜこんなことに。
David, we're not sitting through another speech, so tell me, how many more times do we need to kill you?
ふざけたやつだ。
I almost forgot. You can't regenerate anymore, can you? Then I'll return your words to you. Raise my right hand and put it at the enemy. The answer is just one. We only have to kill you one more time.
分析員と乳ガントラを傷つけた罪、滅んで償ってもらうから。
お前に逃げ道はない。
Oh, baby, is it the real boss fight? It's the real boss fight. And we have Haru, which basically does nothing. It has an arm again.
覚悟なしに戦場に踏み。
リミッター解除。打ち破れ。打ち破れ。
That was it? I guess we only need to kill it once.
やったり。今回は絶対に逃がさないから。
Maybe check OBS, hold on. Let me check, I'm still streaming and stuff. Okay, we're good. The creature tried to unfurl new wings and escape, but with a single shot, Mia blasted them apart. In an instant, radiant fragments scattered like stardust across the cosmos, then rained down in a storm that drove it crashing to the ground.
分析員、ハルネ、今だよ。
分かった。とどめは自分が。
Let's step up beside her.
分析。
Let's send the scooter, Haru. Countless bolts of light surged beneath us, shooting into her blade. They converged into a radiant beam that tore through the dark. Let's take her hand. This sword is my guide.
万感の思いを光と化し剣に宿れ。 来航英語断絶。
私はまだ終わっていない。
Its last words faded into silence. The class began, radiating outward from the gaping void in its chest. With a thunderous crash that echoed through the void, the Colossus, born of fear, finally fell. Its form unraveled piece by piece, boiling away into a searing light, and with it came a violent gale that howled through the hollow space. My eyes stop hurting now. Even the void itself seemed scored clean by the blast, its colors draining like the sea pulled back from a fading shore. Into my manifest. As her consciousness wavered on the edge of oblivion, she heard those words whispered beside her, and a gentle radiance wrapped around her.
ここは分析員は
When she opened her eyes again, no one stood beside her. Yet traces of the adjutant lingered in the air all around. Suddenly, the tulip hairpin in her palm glowed with faint light. He must be ahead. The thought steadied her racing heart. She brushed stardust from her clothes and set off toward the tunnel's end. Oddly, with each step, the world shifted more rapidly around her. A big tulip bloomed at her feet. Then a second, a third. My eyes. Before she knew it, she stood in a boundless sea of blossoms. Halfway down a winding path, two figures emerged, familiar yet hard to place. They're the same hazy silhouettes who once guided her through the black hole. But this time, the mist had lifted, and their faces came clear into view. One was her father, the man she never had the chance to say goodbye to, and beside him stood a woman. I guess it's her mom? Memories of her were faint, but those amber eyes, so much like her own, told her everything she needed to know. Yep, it's her mom. When she was just a toddler, still learning to walk, the entire world had been held in that woman's gentle arms. Before she could even think, a soft whisper escaped her lips.
父さん母さんも
There's a splendid strike. You've proven yourself, or rather, you've already found what you were searching for, haven't you, Haru?
なんで
Voice caught, thick with emotion. Only phantoms, what you see now is more than fragments of your memory. And by some miracle, someone's will gave us form. But in the end, we're only the lingering will of the dead.
自分の奥底の記憶ということか
So yo, you don't need to hold on anymore, Haru. It's time to move on. So I guess her dad is dead then. Don't let those who've gone ahead hold you back. But
そんなこと言われなくても分かっている自分は過去を忘れて前に進むと決めたんだから
Haru, ごめんね。
でも もう少しだけここにいてほしい。父さんと母さんに話したいことがいっぱい。
Before she could finish, she was pulled into a warm embrace. It was the longest embrace from her mother. Her father only watched, a small, gentle release on his face, one she had never seen before. We're sorry we couldn't be there for you, and for never telling you clearly enough just how much you meant to us. The Army, honor is the highest ideal. It means duty, conviction, a life lived without regret. But when we held you in our arms, we realized that word carried far more weight than we ever imagined. We searched for a better word, but none existed. In the end, only honor could hold what we felt. Haru. To us, you are more than our honor. You are the light of our lives. Light that binds us together, forever. Tayo mo mitai ni. Takara Haru, arigato. For being the most beautiful surprise we ever had. Thank you for letting us know the joy of being parents. Thank you for carrying both our honor and our tender heart. Thank you for staying strong, even when you had to face the world alone. And most of all, thank you for coming into our lives, for becoming our precious little girl. No, I'm about to cry.
父さん、母さん、ありがとう。自分を産んでくれて、栄誉と優しさを教えてくれて、家を支えてくれて、育ててくれて、ありがとう。おかげで強くて立派な大人になれたよ。だから今の自分は胸を張って、あの時言えずに心の奥に押し込めていた言葉をようやく言える。ありがとう。誇りに思ってもらえる立派な大人になれたよ。
And so, her final farewell settled not on an apology, but on gratitude. The regret she once carried was replaced by resolve, a will to live on, and to carry their life forward. Ah, a little Haru has truly grown. Takara ite, Haru. You'll chase the honor you deserve, and the happiness you deserve. It felt as if a warm hand rested on her shoulder, then gently pushed her forward. She began to walk again. The unseen force carried her onward, down the path of blooming flowers.
さようなら。
You didn't know how long she walked after that. At last, she reached the edge of the ocean of flowers. Haru, kotsuyo.
分析。怪我はないか。
大丈夫さ。
それはよかった。ところで、ここは
It's an emergency passage created by my inner mind. To keep it stable, I split everyone into different starting points, but don't worry, every path leads to the same destination. By now, you guys should already have the exit back to reality waiting for us there.
そうか。
ちなみに、Haru.
どうかしたのか？
This time you really said your goodbye, didn't you?
ああ。きちんと別れを告げてきた。
It's a little too bright in here, doesn't it?
ああ。そうだな。
It's okay to cry now, Haru. There's no one else here. You don't have to hold it in anymore. Let's hold her. She's like Mume from this angle. Like when you don't see her outfit.
見苦しいところを見せてしまって。
Nothing to apologize for, Haru. Losing a loved one is bound to hurt. It's perfectly normal to feel sad.
でも、分析員の件でありながら、こんなことを。
You haven't changed, Haru. Always so hard on yourself. Even the sharpest blade grows weary and longs for the warm embrace of its scabbard. You're already very brave. It's alright to bend a little once in a while.
分析員。
Just for now, while you're in my arms, set down the weight of your duty. You keep calling yourself my blade, but I know better. What's trembling in my arms isn't some cold and feeling weapon. It's a girl who hurts, who grieves, who cries when she misses her parents. When your parents want you to be true to your feelings? Crying for the people you love doesn't make you weak. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You've been strong for so long. I'm proud of you, Haru. But let it out. Cry as loud as you want. Not as my sword. But just as a girl. My girl. After a long while, Haru's sobs quieted, yet her body still trembled faintly. She clutched the front of my tear-soaked coat, unwilling to let go, as if afraid I might vanish before her eyes. Afterward, with the warmth still between us, we began our journey back.
Chotto, 分析員も春姉も遅すぎ。もしかしてこっそりイチャイチャしてたとかじゃないよね。
Faint blush rose on Haru's cheeks, but it was quickly replaced by a smile. She gently slipped her arm through mine. The movements were as natural and intimate, completely unlike her flustered reaction when Mia first teased her. This time, she was composed and at ease.
分析員さん、出口の準備が整いました。
Sorry to keep you waiting.
全員揃ったな。じゃあ帰るか。
みんなで一緒に帰ろう。
Man, I'm actually starting to cry. The B plot was so good. That you have the A plot of just being the hero and oh my god, my voice, holy frick, I'm actually crying. Oh. The A plot of just being your usual hero and saving you and Zero, the divergent cosmos, killing your usual boss, and then the B plot, it's oh my god, I've never cried like this from a gacha game. Holy frick! Oh my god, not even Farina made me cry this much. Holy frick! No, Farina didn't even make me cry at all. Oh my god. The B plot of the girl is not normally you expect you just make them fall for you and that did happen, but there's a B plot of them facing their past, their fears, oh my god. Mia was after the loss of her father, lost the light in her, and now she's regained it after all these years. And then, oh my god! And then Haru like also lost her parents. Her mother, you know, probably didn't even get to know her much. Her father was her mentor and stuff. And now she actually got to accept her past and start to move on. Both of them managed to move on. Oh my god. I'm gonna clip this, holy freak. I need to clip more often actually, holy freak. Yeah, they both had to move on from their past and, you know, grow, allow themselves to grow and change. You know, for Haru, she's always been strict to herself, and Mia is always carefree, but you know, deep down she's holding it all in. But both of them are holding it all in. They're both both B plots are similar, so I guess it did like a double whammy to, like, you know, be emotional. Anyway, holy frick. Let me wipe my tears. Hold on. Man, I didn't really expect such a tearjerker. You know, this game is supposed to be a Gruner game. You know, it's like Genshin. Genshin, it was just supposed to be a proof of concept that, you know, 3D gacha games can be a thing. It's really Star Rail. And now Snowbreak is actually... Oh my god. Yeah, Snowbreak is up there, man. Snowbreak is... it's... oh. Okay, I'm good. Anyway, let me drink some more water first, hold on. Lost a lot of hydration from crying. We turned and started? Walked? Whatever. We turned and walked toward the exit that would return us to reality. But one girl fell behind. She slowed to a stop, hoping no one would notice until... anyway. Mia, you're staying, aren't you? Does she want to be a transcendent or what? You really thought that bluff would work on me. I expected better from you. That was horrible.
ここに残るってまさか降車システムを再起動するためにここに残るというのか。
Right, but how long would that take her? How to cut on? The mastermind was gone, but the damage remained. We were right back where we started.
さっきユガと確認したよ。現在の最高権限者は私なの。だからこの任務は私がやるしかないっしょ。
Since when did she have top clearance?
他に方法はないのか。出てからまた対策を考えるとか。
残念ですか？ヒロ宇宙が完全に崩壊する前に再起動を完了しなければなりません。
Yuko shook her head.
さもなくば、すべての昇格体データが完全に失われます。
He was right. It was the one problem we couldn't bypass.
もう心配しすぎ。黒い渦に突っ込んでコアぶっ壊すとかに比べたら楽勝っしょ。
Mia patted her chest, trying to lighten the mood with a breezy tone.
こう見えても私立派な覚醒者なんだから10年なんて余裕。カルパナさんにできるならニューガントラの後継者である私にだってできるっしょ。
It's probably going to be shorter for her because, you know, convenience.
自分磨きのいい機会だよ。これって少年漫画の主人公みたいじゃん。10年後ここから出たら全ての覚醒者よりも強くなってるし。
That reminds me, I feel like she power crept not Fenny already. You know Fenny from the last update? They both have strong AoE and single target damage. If anything, I feel like the only thing that Mia is missing is movement. If it weren't for movement, then Fenny is better. Fenny, like, always in the air, so like ground-based attacks don't work on her. She can float. She has both AoE and single target damage. The only thing that Mia and Fanny trades off is that Mia has more range, like for her AoE, while Fanny has less range on her AoE, but more mobility.
休憩中にリアル RPG のシナリオに今回の冒険内容を組み入れよっかな。いろいろと細かいところを書き足さないといけないけどね。ニューガントラのヒーローを助けたり、彼を追いかけて恋する乙女の話にするんだから。
Well, there's two.
これだけでもずっと長い時間が必要なんだから。
The voice grew softer and her fist slowly tightened.
うん。いろんな物語も書けるし、そういうことができるだけで最後まで頑張れる。うん。大丈夫だよ。多分。
She said probably, but the subtitle said absolutely. Let's reach out and gently, pat her head. That's right. You'll do great, Mia.
分析員?
You've been knowing each other for that long, but no matter how you see yourself, there's one thing I know for sure. The girl who once chased after her hero is now the true hero of New Hint Zero. And to me, she's already a true manifestation.
私もヘイムダルに入って覚醒者になりたい。輝く幕をくぐり抜け、暗闇の扉を開けて、軍勢よ、万物を包み込め。うん、任務を終えたら必ず戻ってくるからね。さっきの覚醒者になるのを諦めるって話、撤回してもいい？だから私決めたの。合体でも昇格者でもなく覚醒者になるって。もうそんなこと言われたらいけなくなっちゃうじゃん。それにそれは私のセリフだし、分析員がこの町に来る前、私の世界は色あせてた。あなたが現れてくれたから自分の夢にちゃんと向き合えた。だから分析員が私の真のヒーローなんだよ。
Brush away her tears and forced a stubborn smile.
安心して。ヒーローから託された任務だもん。絶対ちゃんとやり遂げてみせるから。ただ一つだけお願いしてもいい？
Must I? A tear slipped from her lashes as she tilted her head, scattering on the floor like stardust.
私が目を覚ました瞬間、目の前にいて。
That's it?
本当は他にもあるけど、今はこれだけにしとくね。
問題ないぜ。約束だ。
じゃあ、そういうことで。約束だからね。
He hooked her pinky around mine and shook it hard, again and again, as if trying to carve the promise into our very souls. And at that most emotional moment, she let go. She turned and stepped onto the starlit stair, the path into the divergent cosmos. However, halfway up, she stopped. As if struck by a sudden thought, she looked back. Her crimson eyes, the pin of parting, admiration, and determination burned like a scarlet meteor shower across the night. From that height, she leaped, drifting toward me like a falling petal. Instinctively, I opened my arms. Her cheeks flushed as she inspected the lip gloss print she left on my lips, clearly proud of her work. And with a grin, she said,
私が目を覚ますまで、その後消しちゃダメだからね。
Imagine if she tasted the scent of Haru because of earlier. Then she turned, stepped forward with an unwavering resolve, and walked into the blinding light. If only I could see her heart was still trembling.
キロ宇宙再起動プログラムが間もなく起動します。分析員さん、ハルさん、そろそろログアウトしてください。
Just a little bit more time.
システム崩壊の進捗 50% 以上。このままだと
And so, I need a little more time. I can't let anything happen to her. You grabbed my attentions instantly. You meant to follow me into that world of void.
わかりました。5分だけなんとかします。
Thank you. 5 minutes is all I need.
先に言っておきますが、たとえそこに残留すると決めたとしても、権限所持者がミヤさんであれば、かかる時間が短くなることはありません。それから、世界が生成される時の乱流は、依然として発生します。ダメージを受けることはありませんが、意識が乱れる恐れがあります。
In Valhalla, without top clearance, amid scattered and countless hydrogen particles drifting through that space. But this wasn't as apocalyptic for me as it sounded. As long as my mind endured, it would only be a matter of time before I regenerated a physical body. It happened to me many times before.
彼は決して約束を破らない。
I just stood firm by my side, took my hand and pressed it to her warm cheek.
分析、行ってきてくれ。彼女には分析員の助けが必要だから。
Met her eyes, clear as the blue sky, gave us all a nod and turned toward the light.
帰ってきた時は空もきっと晴れやかになってるから。
I think that was a pun. I think that was a pun. My level of Japanese isn't enough for me to tell. As she walked through the empty corridor, Mia's steps began to falter. She wasn't as sure as herself as before. Doubt stirred in her heart now that she was truly walking the void. Even her sigh was swallowed by silence.
何もない世界だね。
And only a warm hand landed on her shoulder.
Huh?
Wahoo! I greeted her, borrowing her own catchphrase.
なんでここに
Hey, my turn to give you a scare.
びっくりしてないし、分析に会って嬉しくなっただけだもん。
Her eyes lit up, stars sparkling in her depths. While the ears atop her head gave a joyful wiggle. But in the next heartbeat, her joy froze, a frown seized her brow. Just as Yuga had warned, the turbulence tried to tear me away. Don't worry, it won't affect my body in reality, but I might not be able to stay long.
じゃあ、分析員は
Yeah, don't move. I took her hand and drew her into my arms.
分析員
You weren't this shy when you kissed me earlier.
だって
You didn't get to tease me and run. Close your eyes, don't open them until I say so. Hold her close, my heartbeat racing like a drum in my chest. Alas, the gift I had prepared with such care unfolded before her eyes. You can open them now. She opened her eyes, a clear blue sky stretched out before her. Sunlight poured through the drifting clouds, wrapped the two of us in its warmth.
わあ、綺麗な空。
The gentle breeze, the clear daylight. Everything was a world apart from the empty void we just left behind. I dressed this empty world up a little with my ability. I can only recreate places I've actually been, but it should do for a graduation trip.
卒業旅行。
You just graduated, didn't you?
この前まで卒業したら何をしようかなって考えてたの。
And decide after the trip.
何言ってんの？私もう決めたじゃん。卒業したら覚醒者になってヘイムダルに入るって。だから分析員の光を追いかけ続けるよ。
The extensive projection drained with the loss of my energy. My form began to flicker onto the turbulence. Looks like that's my cue. An invisible barrier began to rise between us. Our voices grew faint until we could no longer hear each other at all.
待って。せめて最後ちゃんと顔を見せて。ただあなたの微笑みを覚えていたいの。私やっぱり分析員のことが大好き。
I'm pulling for her, that's it. Reese skimmed across the rooftop, only she remained in the space.
もう分析員から大切なものをたくさんもらったのに、最後に大事なことすら伝えられないなんて。でも大丈夫。きっとまたチャンスはある。私にはわかる。分析員はまだこの世界のどこかにいるって。だから追いかけていればいつかまた会えるはず。
Like, he created a fucking open world for you, so maybe he put himself in somewhere as a reference.
分析員、ミアの卒業旅行が始まるよ。きっと長い長い旅になるんだろうな。いつ再会できるかわからない、そんな旅。なのにこの思いはさらに強まっていく。そう、あなたへの思いは色褪せない。大昔から存在。
What is that? What is that? Can't tell what that is. Is it like cotton candy? This is like where we will narrate, I think. Oh, she found our reference. Unless that's us in the real life. Let's lift her up.
ずっとずっと歩いてたら旅の5年目で私の心はようやく落ち着いた。幻想も不安もなくなり、迷って眠れない夜も消えていった。だけどあの光の中の姿にまだ心が揺れてしまう。ある夜、夢の中で
Alright, yeah, she can sleep in, you know.
私はもう一度彼を見た。でもやっぱりぼんやりしてて、ああ、もう少し近づけたらいいのに、もっと顔を見せてよ。思わず腕を伸ばしてた。呼吸もだんだん速くなり、指先から意識が羽ばたく蝶みたいに飛んでいく。まるで海の水面から昇ってくる朝日のように、この夢から抜け出そうとしているみたいだった。久しぶりに胸の奥がときめいて、私はそのときめきを抱きしめて目を開いた。
Rigby stretched out a hand from beneath the covers and rubbed her eyes. Not quite, but for the next 5 years, I'll be right here, by your side. So it took me so long, Mia. Oh, did we go into the divergent cosmos? A smile blossomed, a smile bloomed across her face.
私、追いついたの？それとも分析員が見つけてくれたの？
Clumsily, she wiped away her tears, but they just kept falling. Both. No matter how wide the world is, as long as we keep walking toward each other, even the slightest chance will return to destiny. Reached for her hand and held it tight. Anyway, here's how to tell if your LED side is cheap. For the next 12 years, I'll stay by your side as your adjutant, walking this path with you.
分析員ってだけじゃないよ。分析員は私のヒーローで初恋の人だし。だからこれからの5年、これからもずっと一緒にもっともっとキュンキュンする思い出いっぱい作ろうね。
And so the girl's lonely journey finally came to an end. And a new journey, shared by two souls, unfolded in newborn light. Later. The light spilled through her window, casting a soft glow on the girl by the bedside. Lasses trembled, but her eyes didn't open. After countless battles and a sleepless vigil, she was spent. But her hand never let go. Is it Haru? Her wrist curled tightly around mine, as if it were the last thread tying her to this sort of. Okay, no, it's still Mia. Then let's slowly open our eyes. Oh, I guess it's Haru. No, it's us waking up to in the real world, isn't it? The flutter of my lashes stirred all her senses awake at once. The eeriness on her face melted away in an instant, giving way to a gaze full of quiet affection.
おかえり。分析。
Tears slipped down her cheeks, falling softly onto the pillow beneath my head. She was crying, yet in the morning light, her face shone like a clear sky after rain. You're right. It really is a perfect Haru day. I think in English it's like a holiday, but like it's Haru day. And then I forgot what she said in Japanese. Her shyness vanished as she threw herself into my arms. Her weight settled against my chest, warm and steady, a quiet piece of peace. Yeah, tadaima, Haru. I held her tight, letting the warmth of our reunion melt into the sunlight. And as if awakened by that warmth, Mia slowly opened her eyes beside us. I guess in real time it's only like 15 minutes or so, right? If in real time it's about 50 minutes or so, then that means after giving Mia the free DLC map, which is, and then about like 7 to 8 minutes later in the real world, we sat her down and like yo Yuga, can you put me in? I think she's getting lonely by this time, and that happened. And on that gentle, light-filled morning, a new story began. Right. Let's look at the file. Weeks after Mia and I woke up. Let me check OBS and stuff, hold on. Yep. Order and new Hensira slowly began to return. Mia kept her promise. Soon after reboot, she shared the Divergent Cosmos core technology and helped us reboot Yogurt's database. As for the Master Key, with Mia, its bearer, joining Heimdall, it eventually found its way back into my hands. And with that, the world's three most powerful AIs were finally united, like Sapphire, Yogurt, and Yuga, or Genghis. Well, last night before winter deepened, Yuga visited Yakuza as new Hensiro's official envoy. But as an AI, she showed little interest in the pomp and ceremony, neither did I. Once the formalities ended, we coincidentally met on the roof of the Yakuza building, the point in home closest to New Hensira. Taking in the view. Not bad, huh? Home holds its own against New Hensira, I'd say.
空気中に漂っているタイタン物質の濃度からすると、確かにニューガントラほど綺麗ではありませんが。
Radical candor, huh?
ここはもっと賑やかで暖かい気がします。
Makes sense because if you're higher up in altitude, then there's that heat that's absorbed by the ground, and so it's colder.
システムの引き継ぎ完了。ユグドラシルに降車システムの全権限を付与しました。
Yep, thanks for that. Hinamini, is Genki still in the Tower of Hanoi?
初代の降車意識体でしたら自己削除されたと判明しました。事件再現を行った後、本来の意識ではこれらの仕事を遂行できないと判断し、全意識モジュールを消して基本計算構造のみを保留すると決めました。そのため、今後は私が合車意識体の全機能を受け継ぎ、人類との交流を担当します。
But Yuga and Genghis are going to be the same. Sokka, after all that, it still chose to step away. Congrats on the promotion, though. So, should I keep calling you Yuga or Yankees?
お好きなように。私にとっては豪者の方が好ましいのですが。
Yankees it is then.
わかりました。もしかしてほっとしていますか？
When you took that name, it felt inherited, like a legacy. Almost human, in a way.
理解できません。これは標準的なシステムアップデートであり、初代豪者には感情モジュールが搭載されていないため、何に対しても何かを受け継ぐという考えはありません。
Maybe not, but humans get sentimental about things like
こ
that.
れは良いことだとは思えません。効率の観点からも最適な選択とは言えません。それに観察データに基づけば、あなたも感情に左右されるタイプではないはずです。
Well, it depends on the situation, I suppose. Oh, what makes you think that?
起源種との決戦の前に、ハルさんが黒い渦から脱出し、勝負どころで敵に致命の一撃を与えると。
Of course I plan for contingencies. I don't gamble with my team's lives.
やはりそうでしたか。
Still, in terms of calculation, the current Genghis is just as sharp. You already knew Mio was a half manifestation, didn't you? And months ago you turned a blind eye when she slipped to the surface, didn't you?
当時、私はまだ生成されていませんでしたが、豪者の記録を解析した結果、確かにその通りでした。
Makes sense because Mia's not a normal person before, she had the exosuit on. She had the cat ears. And normal people don't have cat ears that reflect their own emotion and remain fixed in a solid form, shape. It's very much a formality. You sent her out so we can encounter. That whole bit about abandoning plans to develop your own manifestations was just misdirection to over our guard. You never once mentioned the top clearance linkage built into that exosuit. Oh, so that's how she got clearance. It was from the exosuit, okay.
すべてお見通しなのですね。はい。最初の計画では、ミヤさんが最後の切り札でした。
In case, with all clearances, went rogue? Oh, in case I, with all clearances, went rogue. The devastating wave, and she answered bluntly.
調査結果によると、あなたは夜、サフィール、豪者を味方につけ、覚醒者の力やユグドラシルの財力まで手にしています。
Well, we also have Janora.
これほどの力が一人の手に集まっているとなると、それに伴う危険性も無視できません。
We kept a fail-safe in case I went too far.
はい。ですが、これまでの経緯を踏まえるなら、この結論は再検証の余地があると判断されます。元の計画は侵入者に妨げられましたが、あなたの決断と努力のおかげで、全て許容範囲内に収まったと言えるでしょう。それに、3人の最高権限者の中で、あなたが最も優秀です。
Of course. Is that flattery?
そのように定義して満足できるのなら、それで構いません。
Corner of her mouth curved into the fake smile. It was the first time I'd ever seen her wear one. Except that emotion module of yours could use an upgrade beyond sarcasm. I mean.
わかりました。ニーズを記録しました。それから、もう一つだけ聞きたいことがあります。最初から計画に気づいていたのでしたら、なぜ知らないふりをして我々に合わせたのですか？
There was no reason to not to. Part of me wasn't sure not until you just confirmed it.
やはり、あなたの用心深さは計り知れませんね。
And the rest of me? Nah, I don't really care.
これは、今までのあなたの行動基準に反しています。
Fair enough. You seem as logical, but tell me, do you remember what I said at the Tower of Hanoi? What makes us human is that we're risking everything for the ones you care about, even when there's no optimal path ahead. I didn't run from those doubts, I chose to trust, knowing full well what it might cost. To be human is to believe in what matters, even when others call it irrational. That's my choice, and the manifestations too.
覚醒者の選択。
And what about Genghis' choice, or what do you wish for?
最初の指示はカルパナさんの意志に従い、全員が共に生きられる世界を作ることでした。もちろん、今の最優先はあなたを支援することですが。
I'm not asking for directives or protocols, I'm asking for your wish.
私の
You pause, eyes half closed, as if searching herself for the answer.
思いつきました。人類と本当の会話をしてみたい。で、人類の笑顔や涙、データでは読み取れない感情をこんな風にあなたたちと生き続けて、この温かい世界を共に守りたいです。
There's a wish no machine should hold, yet so pure it struck something deep within me. Becky didn't even know why such feelings had surfaced, and yet it wasn't impossible to explain. Genghis is an AI with self-directed learning. Perhaps in an instant she was evolving beyond her code. In that case, let's keep fighting side by side. Because that just happens to be my next plan.
それは
To gather every thread of strength. Genghis' power to simulate the future. Yogurt's ability to intervene against potential threats. Sapphire's command over Tidogen. And what the fuck does Luna do? Every possibility is still out there, I'd say. In short, everything we're doing is preparation for what's coming. The biting wind from the north is rising again. Was in Snowbreak.
封じている氷に細い亀裂ができつつある。静かなる崩壊がもうすぐ大地の根幹を切り裂こうとしている。
He's still
つ
alive?
まりあの男はニューガントラを手中に収めたというわけか。
はい、司令官。エッタを除くすべての AI はユグドラッシルの支配下にあります。
大したもんだ。2ヶ月もすれば我々の縄張りまで奪われてしまうかもしれぬな。
司令官。
だが分析員、その異常な成長、そろそろ止めさせてもらう。
フワルナ東部軍区を投御する。ロザン・フワルナ、長き潜伏の歳月を経て、その影は今もなお大陸を覆い、タイタンの力を貪り続けてきた。そして今、手先に集めさせたそのタイタンの精髄により、北の地に君臨するこの支配者は、ついに完全なる羽化を遂げる。その天を覆い尽くす暗黒の翼は、再びイエロ社の空を覆い隠すだろう。
What is this? EKG?
恐怖が疫病のように広がり、憎しみは血の中でうごめき、
Is Zeta making another
絶
body?
望は晴れることのない暗雲となる。そして今、悪意は一つに集まり、裁きの術を得た。分析員さん、あなたにされたことはすべて覚えているぞ。
神秘に満ちた真空の果てで、孤独な少女はそうつぶやいた。人類を救うという宿命を背負った彼女は、皮肉にも運命に翻弄され、ついには人類の敵へと落ちていった。
What is this?
終焉の時、間もなく来たれり、深淵に身を投じよ。あのお方の呼びかけに応えよ。 恐るることも悲しむこともなかれ。神は皆を受け入れたり、神は人を深く愛したもうゆえに。一方、とある偏僻な療養院で元降臨団の聖女ソフィー、彼女は静かに誰かの訪れを待っているようだ。そして今でも彼女がささやいた祈りの言葉のように静かに幕を閉じようとしている。
I feel like 3.5 might be the end of Snowbreak or something, or at least like the final conclusion of it. And then there's gonna be like extras, but you know, the main bits are there. Oh man, let's see, what time is it? Okay, we could do a little bit more. I don't know. Gotta complete the main story for the battle pass. So I still don't know which one to pull for. Guarantee 165 for that one. See, we get 65, then we still need like 30 pulls, and this one we are only guaranteed. No, we're only getting one in 80 pulls, and that's only 50% chance that we get a single Mia. So let's get this one then. As long as, do I have any of these? I do have that, but I'm gonna hoard until I have one more. All right, let's do it. Is this hold on? I'm gonna do a single pull and see how much this is. Gun 5. Okay, so I need 95 more. I'm gonna get this one first. And we get... Jeez, I don't think I have this form yet. 10 more. Oh, it's her again. And again. Let's go to the shop. I can't even get 10 of these. We're gonna exchange using the premium currency. Yeah, I could do a bit of this, but you know. $500 each. Yeah, I could get all of these. Do I need this? I don't think I do I? Ah, okay. I can pull for it again in the next month. Not pull, I mean like buy another set. Do a bunch of these. Okay, here it is. It should be that one, right? Infestation Echo Covenant, okay. Let's buy 6 more first. I can just do it like this, okay. That works as well. Hey. How many more do I need? Ooh, let's just do a 10 pull and then we just do single pulls. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the bitrate to go up. Is the bitrate dying? We're back on Twitch. Now we're back on Twitch, okay. Why is my bitrate constantly dying? Like now of all times when I'm about to end the stream? Okay, I'm gonna end this while I still can. As always, be good, be well, be healthy, be nice. Yep. See you guys next time.